YouTube. I was just checking out the UFC fight night in Newark with Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Ryan Bader, and just looking at the beginning of this, I kind of want to show something that I heard when I was listening to mainly to Bader talk. Then I'll go into the breakdown between the two fighters. But the first thing I heard here that I didn't like coming from Bader.
I don't have any doubts anymore.
Right there, he said, "Okay, I don't have any doubts anymore." Anymore? You mean you was fighting with doubts? See, mentally, I'm like, when I hear stuff like that, I always look at these things and I always try to, judge where a fighter is mentally when I'm listening to these based off what they're saying they're gonna do and what they believe is gonna happen in the fight. And when I start hearing stuff like that, I'm like, I don't. You definitely don't need to be climbing in there with Rumble Johnson if you got any kind of a doubts that you was fighting with before. And then later on, he says,
I don't have anything to prove. If anybody needs to prove something to somebody, it's Ryan Bader.
That's true.
If he leaves himself open, Bader know he's going to be looking up at them lights. I'm more mentally strong than Anthony Johnson.
Right there, I'm more mentally strong than Anthony Johnson. What the heck? What? Who the hell cares who's mentally stronger or not as long as you can beat him? I've never liked the idea, and this is my little pet peeve, never had anything to do with the breakdown, but I've never liked it when guys are counting on another guy to break to win the fight. I've never liked that concept before. When I hear guys say that he's going to break, okay, well, what if he don't? What's your backup plan? How about you just beat him however you have to? I've never liked the idea when guys come in and say, I'm going to break him. He will break. Because it's kind of like you're not really hoping that you fight the best him you ever fought. You just counting that he didn't train hard enough. A lot of people you say that about BJ Penn, I'm going to break him because they knew he didn't train very hard. So you kind of counting on the fact that you hope he just don't come in shape or train that hard or cardio's good enough, so on and so on and so on. But looking at the breakdown of the fight, I was watching Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping talk about the breakdown of the fight. And I was kind of agreeing with Daniel Cormier for the most part that Ryan Bader needs to grind this fight out. Now, Bisping was kind of saying that Bader needs to stick and move. I don't think that's much of an option for Bader because not many light heavyweights are very good at sticking and moving and being light on their toes and moving around. I mean, they're light heavyweights for a reason. They fight basically like athletic heavyweights. That's basically what they are, is small athletic heavyweights. So, fighting up on his toes and dancing around Rumble Johnson, it isn't going to happen. So the keys to victory for Rumble Johnson is to do what he always does. Find the chin and find the chin early. If you look at Anthony Johnson's record, let me look him up real quick. My typing isn't the best in the world. But if you look at Anthony Rumble Johnson's record, he is very good at finding people's chin and finding it early. So the key to victory for him is to do what he always does anyways. I mean, he's got a few KOs right here that all happened in round one. Round one, round one, round one. He's good at finding, and that was against Gustafsson, who's a very good elite striker. And better at keeping people back with his long reach than Ryan Bader ever will be. So for Cormier, the key to winning this, I mean not Cormier, for Rumble Johnson, the key to winning this fight is do what he always does. Even in the Cormier fight, he still found Cormier's chin in the first round. Now Cormier was able to bounce back and take him down, wrestle him after that. But that brings me to the next point with Rumble Johnson. Something I didn't think about at first. I didn't realize I was watching the breakdown between Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping is that Rumble is going to have to watch something that he does a lot. When he hurts people, he has a very, very good killer instinct. And when he hurts people, he immediately goes at them. I mean, he jumps on top of them. The problem with that is whenever you're fighting a really good wrestler, when you hurt a wrestler, he's going to go to what he knows, wrestling. So immediately he hurts him. Rumble will, if you look at some of the highlights, Rumble will literally take off running at the people when he has them hurt. He will literally take off running at a guy when he has him hurt. And immediately guys start dropping down and looking for the takedown. That's a problem when you're fighting Ryan Bader because you can hurt Ryan Bader and he's going to be looking for the takedown. The second he's hurt, he's going to be looking for the takedown. And Rumble Johnson, see right there. That's what I'm talking about. Like the second he hurt Daniel Cormier, let me blow it up. The second he hurt him, he took off running after him. He's literally running after him, which is good. He has a killer instinct, and that's part of the reason he's so successful, but that isn't going to work with Bader. If you hurt him and you haven't knocked him out completely, you can't immediately start moving forward because it's going to make him a lot easier to take down. With all that momentum going forward, Beta only has to do is change levels, and the takedown will be that you'll be taking yourself down basically because you're running at him with your hands up. So the keys to victory for Rumble Johnson is to do what he always does, which is throw bombs from both hands and connect. Don't pressure it. He gets kind of he does. I heard Daniel Cormier say he gets kind of impatient, and he does, and starts looking for the big bomb. And don't look for the one punch knockout. Put combos together. Touch Beta before you hurt him. Don't just look to hurt. And that's something Rumble Johnson has a problem with sometimes too. Is he won't open up because he just wants to hurt. Touch him first, hurt him second. Don't rush him, and be looking for the takedown. Looking to stop the takedown. Matter of fact, if I was in his corner, my game plan would be go out there and take Beta down first. Shoot a takedown. See, a lot of guys, and this is what happens to a lot of guys, they go up against these guys that they know are going to try to just wrestle them the whole time. And they never think to shoot a takedown on him. Look, let him know. Make him think about two things, too. Because a lot of guys are fighting, having to think about everything that's going on in the striking world, and then everything that's going on with the wrestling world. Trying to stop these takedowns and everything else. Make him have two things to think about, too. Not just you. Make sure he's thinking, I don't, because you damn sure don't want Rumble Johnson on top of you. That's for darn sure. Anybody hit that hard standing up, you darn sure don't want them on top of you where your head ain't got nowhere to go but the mat. So give him something to think about too. Make him nervous too. I think those are the keys to victory for Rumble Johnson. Touch him before you hurt him. Don't rush him after you hurt him. And use your wrestling too. Shoot a takedown or two on him, even if you ain't going to hit it. Make him think about it too, that he can't just be relaxed back there and not having to only worrying about being knocked out. No, he got to worry about being taken down too. The keys to victory for Beta are simple. Don't get hurt, and if you do get hurt, go straight to your wrestling. He should come out and the thing I think he's going to do is I think he's going to try to make Anthony Johnson respect his hands and then try to take him down, which is, I think, his key to victory. What I don't want to see him do is come out and immediately look for a takedown, which is what a lot of wrestlers do. You are going to have to make Rumble Johnson respect your hands before you take him down. And don't stand still. The reason that Rumble Johnson has had a lot more success in knockouts earlier in fighting since he moved to light heavyweight is because those guys don't move as much. He was still knocking people out at welterweight. Actually, he knocked out a bunch of people at welterweight. But it seems like it's come easier for him as he's gotten moved up weight classes because people just don't move as much up top. They're very stationary targets. And whenever he fights somebody that does have pretty decent movement, he ends up not knocking them out. But guys that kind of stand still, they have a bad habit of standing still in front of people, he has a problem with. He doesn't have a problem knocking those guys out. So if you want to be successful against him, you're going to have to move around. You can't stand still in front of him looking for your punches. You're going to have to move around. So in my opinion for Beta, he's going to have to do some movement. Key's victory for him, you make him respect your hands before you use your wrestling. Stay on the outside. Don't get in close. Because even in the clinch, he can hurt you. Guys like that, I don't know if there's any highlight real knockouts of him knocking somebody out in the clinch. But usually guys that possess that kind of power that are just naturally just knock out guys. Like they didn't have to train for it. They were just born with it. They're dangerous in the clinch. They can hurt you even when you clinch. Don't clinch with Rumble Johnson. I promise you, if Beta clinches with Rumble Johnson, he's going to find out that was a bad idea. Because he's going to find out that Rumble Johnson can still hurt him in the clinch. With punches. Not even with knees, with punches. Don't clinch with him. And push a furious pace. So for me, that's the keys to victory for Beta. Got to use your wrestling, but you got to make him respect your hands. Don't stand still in front of him because he will find your chin, which he probably is, because Beta fights like a lot of light heavyweights. He kind of stands still in front of you without much movement. And frustrate him a little bit. If you was able to frustrate Rumble Johnson, I don't think he would do very good either. He's got a little bit of a temperament on him that he usually guys like that do. They want to knock you out and they want to knock you out bad. If you can make it a frustrating fight, he wouldn't do all that great. Like if you put Rumble Johnson against Lyoto Machida back when Leo was fighting light heavyweight, he wouldn't do all that great because he probably not going to fight as well when he gets frustrated. So leg kicks could be your friend too. Just be careful if you do the same thing 2 or 3 times in a row with somebody who's that good at finding chins, he's gonna find your chin by the third time. I mean, if you throw 3 leg kicks without setting them up properly, by the time that third one comes, you probably gonna wake up with a flashlight in your face. So, I think Rumble Johnson. My pick for this fight is Rumble Johnson. I think he will be able to find Bader's chin. I think he's gonna find it in the first round. The telltale sign will be after he finds it. What happens then? If he rushes Bader and ends up underneath Bader, I don't think he's getting back up. That's part of this. Is I think if Bader's able to take him down, I don't see Rumble Johnson getting back up. I think Bader's got enough in the tube bag as far as wrestling goes to keep him down on his back. So Rumble really doesn't want to end up underneath Bader. So, but I got Rumble pick. I think he'll find his chin early in the first round. I think he'll hurt him, and I think it'll be downhill after that for Bader. If it goes past the first round, my pick will change. If it goes past midway in the second round, I'm gonna start leaning towards Bader. But if Rumble first round and a half, first 2 rounds, Rumble Johnson's gonna be dangerous. If it goes past 2 rounds, then it's gonna start to favor Bader because by then it's not gonna be looking so good for Rumble Johnson unless he's just hurt Bader so bad at that point Bader's not doing much and just hanging back. But I don't foresee that going on. So I think Rumble will find his chin in the first round. I think if we're looking at first to second round TKO/KO. So that's my pick for the fight. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think I'm completely wrong and Bader's gonna knock him out, maybe Bader will take him down and submit him or guillotine him or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, just leave it down in the comments.